What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ace from Rec Clothing, and today I want to take you on a different type of journey. Now, have you ever had an idea in your head for a design for a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever it is, but you wanted to do a sample first without paying the high price for ordering the sample? I definitely had that issue when I went the different route. And so today I want to show you what works for me. Now, just a disclaimer, anything that works for me might not work for you, but I want to put that out there so that anybody that does watch this video and has an idea similar to mine can maybe go this route, you know what I'm saying? So I had an idea for a design similar to the one that I got on, and I wanted to order a transfer for it. But I've used Supercolor in the past. Supercolor is amazing, best transfer I've ever used, but they do have a minimum. And with the shipping, it's not the worst, but it's not something that I would want to pay for a sample product, So I went a different route. I got on Etsy and I found a shop that does transfers. They do huge size transfers. So I was able to gang up 2 designs on the transfer sheet. And so today we're gonna press it and see how that goes. Now, the point of this that I'm doing is before I put this product out, I wanna test it out, see how it looks on the shirt in person. On the mock-up, is one thing, you're looking at it on the computer, on your cell phone or whatever it is. And it might look one way, it might look very, very good on the mock, but doing it yourself in person, is a completely different ball game. So before I go into production with Supercolor and order all these transfers without knowing how it's gonna look on the t-shirt, I ordered this one single transfer, test it out, and then we go from there. So like I said, I got this transfer from Etsy.com, DFT Kings, Kings with a Z. If you want to check them out, you can. And they sent me this card, which is the press instructions. It says here, cut out your logo to place on a garment. Use an iron or heat press at 300 degrees for 10 seconds. Let it cool completely to the touch. That means it's a cold peel. My heat press is a 15 by 15 Heat Press Nation Craft Press Pro, and it's 15 by 15, but its design is bigger than that. So I have a trick that I do with Supercolor. I'm praying that it works with this. I press the top half of the shirt, open it, press the bottom half, open it, do it again, and then I peel from there. It's worked with me in the past with Supercolor. Let's pray that it works with this one. Then if it does, I could go the Supercolor route and know for sure that it's gonna work. So yeah, let's get into it. So my heat press is up 300 degrees. I'm gonna put it up to like 301, 302, just because I have parchment paper on this. What they didn't mention was, does it need heavy pressure or medium pressure or anything? So I'm gonna assume heavy pressure. Most transfers are heavy pressure. So let's check this out real quick. It's not heavy enough. There we go. All right, so I got it up 301. Like I said, I'm using a Shockaway t-shirt. I might be crazy for using Shockaway, for a test, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? So here we go. Quick pre-press. Then we get the show started, all right? Since this is a bigger design, I don't need to start 4 fingers down from the collar, maybe 2. That could work. Make sure that this is lined up properly. Okay, that looks like it's centered. All right, let's get this show on the road, man. So look, it's the transfer. Again, bigger than my heat press. It's about 16 inches, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna try this out. All right, so this is what hangs off of the bottom right here. This much. I don't think you can see it from that angle, but there's some of the transfer that hangs off from the bottom, and so that's why once I finish pressing it, I lift it up, turn the shirt around quickly, and then I press the bottom half again. Once that's done, peel it off, do the same process again with a Teflon sheet on the heat press. That helps it, stay secure and make sure that I got both ends of the t-shirt, both ends of the transfer. So we're gonna try this out, man. This is my route on how I do test prints, before going into full production and not knowing how it's gonna look on the t-shirt. as opposed to super color is a hot peel, you know. So we're gonna let this cool down for a minute, peel it off and see what we came up with. Top half might be ready. Wow. This is why you do test prints, bro. Look how fire that shit came out. Excuse my language. Wow, man. It feels good. It's lighter than the image that I have on right now and the super color image that I had printed previously on one of these shirts. Nah, this came out elite. I like this a lot. DFT Kings. Shout out to DFT Kings on Etsy. Yeah. So there you go. That's what I do. You know, I sit there if I have an idea and I want to test it out before going into full production. Now I know that a super, because one thing I don't know is how long this is gonna last in the wash. You know, is it gonna crack? Is it gonna peel? Anything like that? What I do know from super color though is that those transfers last forever in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So these, I sat there, found something that was cheap and affordable, but also got good reviews because I do want something that I'm gonna be able to wear. You know what I'm saying? This is a Shockaway t-shirt. Of course I'm gonna wear this. So now I know though that I could go to Super Color and get these done in the full run. You know, it came out good. It looks good on the t-shirt. The design with the blacks punched out. You know, the t-shirt makes up for that. So it's less of a plasticky, you know, transfer feel on the t-shirt. More like screen print, you know, something like that. And you know, in between screen print and transfers. Now the reason I didn't go screen print route is there's too many colors on this, you know, so the price of that would have been crazy, you know, the setup fees and everything per screen. And if I'm not doing, you know, 200 shirts or something like that, to me it's just not worth it. I could just get a transfer, you know, they have minimums, but it's cheaper when you think about it, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So doing this, man, this is pretty good. Yeah, if y'all got any questions, you know, just let me know in the comments below. This was a great test print. And, you know, like I said, Super Color, I trust Super Color. I've used them in the past various times and they never let me down. So I know that, you know, I can send this exact same design to Super Color and get it done that way. And, you know, go into full production with these shirts. Check that out. So when you get an idea in your head, it's never wrong to go, you know, the route that I went. Etsy has a lot of different resources that you can use. One of them in particular being these transfers, man. And I'm glad that I found a good company. You know, I did my research on them, saw a lot of reviews. A lot of reviews were great, you know, picture reviews and everything. So yeah, man, look how good this looks. Like, this is amazing, and it doesn't feel heavy on the t-shirt at all. Like, you know, this is as close to screen printing as you're gonna get with a transfer. Not taking away anything from Super Color, but this definitely feels a lot, you know, it's a lot lighter than Super Color. Super Color is very, to me, it's just a very thick transfer. And yeah, this is pretty dope. So let's see, man. I'll do a wash test and everything, see how it goes. Depending on that, man, I might use these people exclusively. You know, DTF Kings. Shout out to them.